Morning, peeps. I've been wanting to do this video for a while, actually. People and peepettes. Excuse me. Start again. Morning, people and peepettes, and everybody else around the spectrum, and I hope everybody's okay. It's a Friday morning. It's 5:20. I ain't even looked outside yet, so I'm not going to give you the weather forecast or the weather, whatever. I've been wanting to do this video for a while, actually, and it's about, I wrote about it once, and which I'll come to in a minute. It's about, why do we do the things we do? Why do some of us do karaoke? Why do some of us do marathons or half marathons? Why do some of us do gym training? Why do some of us paint? Why do some of us, in my case, do poetry? Now, unless you're a professional who does it to win, right? Excuse me. Sorry, excuse me, that was right bad. We do it. Your first answer should be, I do it for myself. So in my case, my poetry, I've published. I'm not gonna thingy it, but I've published 3 self-published on Amazon. So if any of them sells, I get about £2.50 or something. I've self-published poetry, 3 books, and ebook. And that's because I do it for me, right? And it's like people that do these YouTube videos. There's a lot of people on YouTube that are after 10,000, 15,000, 100,000 subs. I use YouTube the same way that I use my writing, and that's to get shit out of my head. Now, my writing is about, my poetry, it's not Wordsworth. It's not I wandered lonely as a cloud, da 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 da. The only thing I can do with that is I wandered lonely as a cloud, ate some beans and farted loud. That's as close as I get to reciting that poetry. My poems for, and that's what they come out as, but it's not supposed to be. They come from a dark, dirty place. They come from here. But I do it for me. So if you're a karaoke singer, unless you are a super singer, do karaoke for you. Painters, unless you are the next Da Vinci or, I don't even know who painted. Unless you are the next top painter, Banksy or whatever, do it for you. Same with, unless you're going to be the next triathlete that wins a triathlon. And don't get me wrong, I've done a marathon and I've done an ultra marathon, but I never set out to. I was competing against myself. I did 24 hours called Hell on the Humber, on the Humber Bridge. And I think I completed, it was either 78 or 84, 78 or 84, 82 miles. I'm not quite sure how many I got in the end. But that wasn't to win any records. That was for me to challenge myself. And this is what I'm saying. So we do things to challenge ourselves. But, and this is what I'm getting to, what comes with that is criticism or critiques, right? And I am, especially on my YouTube at the minute, and I've had it with my writing, I am well aware of critiques. There's 2 types of critiques. There's the ones that come onto my YouTube and say, look at the fucking state of you. Tattoos on your face, piercings, blah, blah, blah. Same as I've had with my writing. Like, your writing makes no sense. My writing doesn't need to make sense to anybody else. My writing is a thing for me. My YouTube channel is a thing for me. But I had one guy, and I'm apologetic because I can't remember who it was, who critiqued me. He didn't criticise me, he critiqued me. And he said to me in comment, try not to and so much in your deliverance of what you're saying, because he said, I agree with your sentiment, but sometimes if you or a little bit too much, excuse me, he said your message is lost. Now that is what they call constructive criticism. The people that come on and just say things like, say with my writing, oh, your writing makes no sense, it doesn't mean anything. My writing doesn't need to make any sense to anybody else. Your singing, your art, if you want to run a 10k or a 5k and it takes you an hour, you're doing that for yourself. Unless you are a super athlete who wants to win everything, you're doing that for yourself. Okay? And with me, my poetry, like I say, I have self-published through Amazon 3 books of my writing, but that it comes from a dirty place. It comes from a dirty place that is an absolute hellhole of an existence. It comes from here. There's 1 or 2 nice pieces, I must admit, there's 1 or 2 nice pieces. There's 1 or 2 funny, sarcastic pieces. But the majority of them in the 3 books, they come from up here. And they come from, I'm guessing YouTube won't let me say the word, so I'm going to say SH and a position of wanting to unalive oneself. So that's where my poetry comes from. And going back to what I was saying about my YouTube and about your YouTube and anybody else's YouTube channels, unless you're after 100,000 subs, unless you're after kudos, getting credited by other people, then do it for yourself. I think I've lost 2. I'm sure this morning I had 367, and I've just checked a minute ago and I've got 365 subs. I don't know. And to be honest, I don't really care. When I started my YouTube, I was happy. I would have been happy to get 50 subs. And then I reached 50, 100, 150, and in no time I reached 300. Now it's wavering because some of my opinions aren't obviously connecting with people. But whereas I do my poetry to get my head clear so that I don't SH or go down the route of attempting to unalive myself, it's the same with my YouTube channel. And I'm sure, for the most part, apart from, like I say, the professional ones that have got the studios and the setup and all this and the other, it's the same for you. You do this because you want to get stuff off your head, right? And as long as that's the case, keep doing it. I'm going to keep doing my YouTube. I'm going to keep doing my writing. My writing goes onto my social medias, onto my Facebook, my Instas, etc., etc. And it's for me. And this is the most important thing. There's a saying, there's a quote, and I'm trying to think of it. So I'm going to get this pretty much wrong. But a professor says to a student, would you like me to critique your piece? And the student says yes. And he says something along the lines of, it's not, no, he says something along the lines of, I may be wrong. And the student says, yeah. I can't think. You can Google it or YouTube it. Well, basically it's saying, don't take to heart what other people say to you about what you do. So whether you're a singer, an artist, a poet, an athlete, or anything, if you're doing it for yourself, do it for you. And don't take on board. Like I said, there's two types of criticism. There's one that says, you fucking shit. And there's one that says, maybe try and do this thing a different way. And like I say, I've had one fella on here suggest to me that I don't and so much in my posts. And I appreciate that. The guy that said, that always pops up and says, look at the fucking state of you look at twat and this, that and the other. That's his problem. Anyway, it's just an early morning rant. Something I've been thinking about for a couple of days. Please take care. Please look after yourselves. Look after your elders, your relatives, your family, your friends, anybody around your table, anybody in your local community that needs looking after. Look after yourself. Remember the half empty cup thing, or the empty cup. And if you don't know what I mean, Google it. You've got me now. That bloke's got me now. Every time I just look after yourselves. All right. Take care. Stay proud. Stay loud. Peace.